once you have this number, what was the procedure was that each state's electors would meet in their state capital and choose and vote for president. What does that mean there isn't any of? Huge conventions. See, they didn't even want these people getting together with each other. Because when you get together, what can happen? I want you to look at an interesting quote here on page 523. This is Alexander Hamilton talking about the electoral process. On page 523, second column, about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 lines down, where it starts, last two words, they have. Do you see that? They have not made the appointment of the president, this is the founders in writing the Constitution, to depend on any pre-existing bodies of men who might be tampered with beforehand to prostitute their votes. What in the world is he talking about? Who would be pre-existing bodies of men? Who would that be? Huh? Could be political parties, could it not? It could even be legislatures. But I think mostly political parties. We get together in their big parties months and months before. Matter of fact, it's kind of an ongoing thing. Get together in their big national conventions. See, they wanted to prevent all of that. This is a new body of people that get together in their states. Keep reading here. But they have preferred it in the first instance to an immediate act of the people of America, to be exerted in the choice of persons for the temporary and sole purpose of making the appointment. There's only one responsibility of a presidential elector. You go out and find the best person you know. And how would one person go out and find somebody? What would you do that? How would you do that? In order to avoid the tumult of elections and political parties. Let's say that first. See, the Electoral College is so beautiful because it avoids all of this electioneering, campaigning, having to raise millions and millions of dollars to run for public office. Just ask somebody whom you trust. Is there anybody you trust that can go out and find, and you would count on and you would trust to find a good person to run for president? Do you know anybody? Yeah. Sure, everybody knows. You know, yeah, I think that person would make a good person to go out, and then what would you expect him to do? Interview, investigate, and eliminate. All right? See, the masses won't do that. You won't do that. Most people won't do that. But if you choose a small group of people in your state and you say, your only job is, it's just temporary, to find the best person possible and elect them president. What would you say to that? How do you like that kind of an idea? No campaigning. That's what they did to Washington, you know. Where was he? He was at Mount Vernon. He didn't even want to be president. And all of a sudden we realize that usually if a person doesn't want to run for the job and campaign for the office and try to convince people that he's the best guy that they should vote for, if you find a person well qualified that doesn't want to be, guess what? He'll probably be the best person. The magnificence of the Electoral College. Now that's been kind of messed up because of what? Political parties, and not just because of political parties, but because we have put into our law a recognition, an official legal status of political parties. I mean, you're going to probably have political groups that get together to try to elect people. You would have under this system. But why do we have to give them legal status? Now when you go to vote for president, you're still voting for electors. Did you know that? But the Democrats have their number of electors. The Republicans have their number of electors, and any other party that has ballot status will have their electors. And whoever wins the state, that party's electors become the electors then that meet in December and choose the president. Did you know that? Did you know that after the election in November, that's just, you're pretty well sure who's going to be elected president, but the real vote for president happens by the electors in December. But political parties have, I should say, legalizing and making them official in law has really messed up this great system of pure electoral college. So wouldn't it be wonderful to get away from all the campaigning and stuff? All right. The small states have an advantage in the electoral process. Just a little. But, okay, now let's go through these rather quickly, beginning on page 536, and talk about certain qualifications. No office holder may be an elector. Nobody in public office may be one of these presidential electors. Can't have a legislator do it. What, Ronnie?
Are there any qualifications besides that?
Nope. No other qualifications. You just find somebody in whom you can place confidence. Somebody said not too long ago when I was talking about this, you mean the people can't vote for president? Thinking that that's what we do now. You mean the people can't vote for president? No. Well, what if they give us a real rotten guy? Meaning the electors, you know. What would you have think my response was? Could they do any worse? You know.
Yeah, that's true.
See, that's the question. I mean, how well are we doing the way that it's evolved? Probably not very well, constitutionally. Okay, provision 140. Congress will decide when the electors will cast their votes. And traditionally that's still in December. At where? They won't even get together in a big convention at their state capitals. Okay? Provision 141. Here are the